100 Black Men Helping Kids Soar. That's next on For the Record. Thanks for joining us. I'm Neil Heinen. With growing recognition of the critical need to address achievement gaps and make sure all of our kids are prepared for college and community, there's also growing recognition that this is a community issue requiring a community response. Groups and businesses are stepping up, none more impressively than the recent creation of Project Soar by 100 Black Men of Madison. SOAR stands for Student Opportunities, Access, and Readiness, and it is a comprehensive program for a targeted group of kids to lower truancy rates and raise high school graduation rates. And we'll learn more about SOAR as I welcome to For the Record founding president of 100 Black Men, Edis Ranglid, and Communications and Public Relations Director, J.R. Sims. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, Neil, this is a great opportunity for us, and we're very excited to be here and have an opportunity to sit down and chit-chat with you about this
This is
initiative.
an impressive program.
Well,
I mean, I'm really struck by it. And I guess I love that you're here, Enos, because you were there at the beginning of Schools of Hope 20 years ago.
Yep, absolutely.
And so right now, I look at Schools of Hope, which is still going well, and the Urban League's contributions to Schools of Hope, and Avid Tops that the Boys and Girls Clubs are doing, Charles Hamilton Houston Institute, with all of the work that they're doing. Help us understand how SOAR fits into this effort.
Well, I think it fits very well because we partner with a lot of those organizations that you just mentioned. And I think it's an opportunity for all of us to expand our efforts in reaching those youth that need our assistance and need role models, need guidance, need mentoring. And one of the good things about SOAR is that it's not just mentoring, but it's also a career academy, and it's also a success academy, which will help youth deal with the issues that they face today.
What was the conversation like? I mean, why would 100 Black Men say this is where we play a role?
Well, because if anyone should step forward, it should be African American men who have resources and the ability to impact our community in a positive way. So it's important for us to be out front and show our youth that we're here for them and that we can and will help them succeed. One of our mottos is what they see is what they will be. And if they only see negative influences in a neighborhood, then they'll see that as their world. And we want them to know that there are successful African American men and women in our community who are out here fighting the fight every day and are there for them if they let us into their lives.
JR, this SOAR strikes me as filling in some gaps. That just the approach is different from some of the other approaches that we mentioned. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's a very accurate way to put it, Neil. Actually, in a nutshell, the SOAR program takes the three different legs that we've already discussed a little bit, the Success Academy and the Career Academy, and marries that to the mentoring portion. And as a result, the kids are being given a grooming that is full circle, that comes full circle. Now, the reason 100 is so excited about this specific and particular opportunity, this program, is because A, it takes what we've already done to a new height, another level, and B, it is consistent with what our mission has been from the very beginning. Enos, I believe, can probably give you a little bit of the history and the founding of the 100 in general, and you'll see how this SOAR program is a natural extension of what we've already done. Enos.
What do we need to know about that, Enos?
Well, we started as an organization. Well, let me start with the national organization that started in, the concept was started in 1963 when David Hatcher, Jackie Robinson, some other influential African-American men, Livingston Wingate, came together and said, what could 100 black men do if we put our resources and time and effort together to make a difference in our community? And then over the years, there were a number of independent chapters that cropped up. But in 1986 was when the national chapter. There were 9 independent chapters, and they formed the National Organization of 100 Black Men of America. And then we became a chapter. We started forming our chapter in 1994, and then actually incorporated in 1996. And there were a number of brothers who are still with the organization who are founding members. And again, we said, let's step up and make a difference in our community. And we've been doing that for 20 years in a number of different ways.
JR mentioned that that SOAR sort of builds on work that 100 Black Men have been doing for a while.
Right.
And just one example I think that some people might recognize is the annual backpack picnic. And I mean, but I don't know how many people realize how successful that's been as a community partnership, and the number of kids and backpacks.
Absolutely.
I believe over and correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe over this course of time that we've been doing the Backpack for Success picnic, we've given away somewhere on the order of maybe 25,000 backpacks filled with brand new school supplies. The kids love it. It's amazing. We officially every year say we're going to start the picnic at 10. 8. Kids are always there 2 hours early. When we arrive to set up at 6, there's already a line waiting. So the mentoring part of what we do, and its connection to SOARs, and the other two legs of this opportunity are what makes this such a great time and a great initiative for us. The Career Academy is going to focus on things like firefighting, police work, construction trades, engineering. The Success Academy will focus on items that one would need to just live life, family, parenthood, financial literacy, things like that. Those are things that we could not impart with some of the other programs that we currently have in place. So even though the Backpack for Success picnic has been overwhelmingly successful, we grow it every single year. We have tremendous partners who assist us in that effort. It's a very dynamic effort, and so it ebbs and flows, but it's always continuously growing. We're always looking for additional assistance to help us just make the program much larger.
Yeah, we give out like 2,000 backpacks every year, half to middle school and half to elementary school youth, and they're filled with grade appropriate school supplies, so we know what they need. And we put those items in those backpacks. And we require that the parents come out, and we work with the school district to do surveys of parents. This year we will be partnering with Madison Public Library to address the reading, give away free books to youth out there to deal with that loss of reading over the summer, and get more youth interested in reading and how reading can be valuable to them. Because if you can't read, you're not going to be successful in any other subject.
As you know, WISC TV and the State Journal are partnering to build support for the Read Up program, which is exactly what that's meant to support as well. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about how Project SOAR is going to work, and we'll do that when we come back right after this. I am back with Enos Ragland, who is the founding president of 100 Black Men and a 20-year partner in the Schools of Hope program, and J.R. Sims, who is the communications director, public affairs director for head of that effort for 100 Black Men. And we're talking about Project SOAR, a new project to reduce truancy and increase graduation rates. And as I kind of said in the open, JR, that I feel like the community is stepping up in ways that I don't remember it stepping up around this recognition that we have to help all of our kids achieve.
Yeah, that's an amazing point, Neil. You know, when we get together, the 100, when we get together, we sometimes have discussions about our initiatives, and to a man, we've determined that the community, by and large, has come together around this particular program like no other program that we've ever seen or that we've ever put together. It's important, I believe, the community recognizes, just basically through our collaborators, that this is an opportunity, this is a vehicle that is going to take what we all are currently doing and take it to another level. And so the reception has just been tremendous. We've had a press conference where everybody, all of the actors and stakeholders have had an opportunity to come in and showcase their support for this particular program, and it's really quite
it was an impressive group. It really was. So just, I mean, the school district certainly, but the mayor's office through My Brother's Keeper, or My Brother's Keeper through the mayor's office, United Way, the police department, the fire department are partners in this. African American fraternities and sororities. I don't think a lot of people understand what power those groups are in our community. But CUNA Mutual, AT&T, Schneider National. I mean, it's just a really amazing group of collaborators.
Back to the police department, Chief Caldwell has been a great supporter, and we have an online mentoring program or tutoring program that you have to complete to be one of our mentors. And he was gracious enough to have his entire new recruit class take our mentoring program online, and encouraging his recruits for the next, for the police department to be mentors in Project Soar. So that was excellent.
All right, so just so people understand the specifics here, this is for male students, right?
It is for male students.
12 to 17.
Right, correct.
And there's two components to it, right? There's three components to it.
Yes.
A group of 40 students? Is that, do I have that number right?
Yeah, that's correct. A group of 40 students for the first leg of the program, which is the mentoring portion.
The one-on-one mentoring.
Okay.
Yes.
The second leg of the program is, again, the Career Academy.
Yep.
We're looking at maybe 300.
300, okay.
300 students participating in the Career Academy. Of those 300 students, some may also be in the same subset of the mentoring leg. And the third leg being the Success Academy, again, another 300 students.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 650 total, roughly? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yes. Now, the Career Academy, Mayor Soglin was gracious enough to allow Dr. Rose to come in and speak to our department division heads and encourage them to participate in the Career Academy and come and speak to youth about, for example, what does it take to be a city assessor? What are the skill sets that you need? Something that many youth may not even think about. Or to be a public health nurse, or to be working a treasurer's office, some non-traditional types of jobs, as well as police and fire and streets and parks and all of those. So we've had tremendous interest from city department heads and managers to participate in that facet of Project SOAR.
You know, it's fluid too, Neil. Those 40 kids who are being mentored may not be getting mentored by just one person. It depends on the fit and the finish. And so that one child may have maybe 2, maybe 3 mentors at a time, each putting in some 40 hours of work or 30 hours of work or whatever. So it's as the program grows, as the program sort of flexes its muscle, we will be able to discover. It's going to be a program of discovery for us, as well as for the kids that we're going to be impacting. And it's not without its yardsticks. There are measurables that we will evaluate going forward to make certain that we are keeping the program on track and that we are accomplishing what we're trying to accomplish.
You know who these kids are, right?
Yes.
I mean, this is one of the things I find so hopeful about this city is we're talking about manageable numbers. That if we can just reach these kids one-on-one, which is what this feels like to me, we can really make a difference.
And I have personal experience in making that difference and having mentored young people over the years, having been a foster parent. And over the last 2 years, I have ran into young women who were foster kids in our home, and they've mentioned to me how important we were to their lives and changed. And one now is married and has children, and she says she talks to her children all the time about how me and my wife had made a difference in her life and wants me to meet her children.
Yep.
You know, and they're adults now that I mentored as youth. And so you maintain those relationships over time, and it can make a big difference in their lives.
Just an
hour a week.
Of caring adults in kids' lives.
Absolutely.
We know that. But obviously you have reason to believe that this approach is going to reach some of those kids that haven't necessarily been reached otherwise.
Right, because a lot of times a kid, even though you mentor a child, you develop a bond, you develop a relationship, and that child is tied to you emotionally. And sometimes there needs to be that other component, because even though you may nurture a child, sometimes a child needs a blueprint and a roadmap to be able to engage and become a successful contributor to society. And so that's what this program helps us to do. So like you stated earlier, A, we know the kids, they are easily identifiable, and B, we have a roadmap and a plan to bring those kids down the correct path, because a lot of them are. I was just talking to Judge Julie Genovese the other day, and she was saying to me, we were talking about SOARs, and she was saying to me that a lot of the kids that she actually runs across are right at a crossroads. You know, they could go one way, which would not be beneficial to them or to society, or they could go another way, which would be beneficial to them and society. And so we're trying to, with this program, we're trying to intercept those kids before they approach that fork in the road, so that they know which direction is the right direction to go in.
We're going to talk more about Project SOAR and ways that you can help when we come back right after this. I am back with Enos Ragland and J.R. Sims from 100 Black Men of Madison, and we are talking about Project SOAR, a new program that 100 Black Men of Madison has started with many collaborators to help young African-American men, boys succeed in school, reducing truancy and increasing graduation rates. Two things that have come up over the 20 years of schools of hope that we know are important to success and haven't always been easy to get our hands around. I mean, as we've focused on other stuff. So I think the idea that this is focused on truancy and graduation rate, again, is very complementary to a lot of the other work that's going on. But you know what also strikes me, and I'd be curious in your thoughts on this, and it starts with the Backpacks for Success picnic. That event, as much fun as it is, has an atmosphere of an expectation of success. You know, this isn't just about giving kids some stuff. The idea is that these are tools, these are things that we now expect these kids to be successful at. And it feels like SOAR has that same sort of expectation of, you're coming into this because we believe you're going to be successful.
It does. It is without a doubt one of the mantras that these kids will hear over and over again, that we believe in you, we believe in your success. We also hold ourselves to a standard. I said earlier that we have measurables. Within the first 3 years, on average, we fully expect to see a decrease in truancy by about 5% on average over the next 3 years. And then also, we expect to see an increase in the rate of graduation by about 7% average over the 3-year period that we operate the program. It's fun from the standpoint of knowing exactly where you're going and how you've arrived there. You know, in Madison, the rate of truancy for African American kids, chronic truancy, is about 38%. So if we take the average student body, and then we take parts of that student body as specific demographics, we see that the African American kids, as a demographic, are showing up to school on an average of 4 days less per year than the whole body. Then if you go to the other side of the scale, the white students are coming to class 2 days more. So when you talk about an achievement gap, maybe first we should start talking about an attendance gap. Because from the African American kids, from the black kids to the white kids, that's 6 days of school. If you're missing 6 days of school, one way or another, there are things that you aren't going to be subject to that will hurt you in the long run.
Yeah. And with HERE, it's another initiative with United Way and Madison School District. Is called HERE, Every Student, Every Day.
Right.
And I co-chair that with Sal Carranza, looking at truancy rates among children of color. And we found out there's a great deal of truancy in kindergarten, which is the parents' responsibility to get the youth there. And we have funded some programs and some efforts to look at how we can get parents to understand the importance of having their child at school and on time. It's no longer, kindergarten is no longer like the old days when I was like graham crackers, milk, naps, and recess.
Yeah.
Now it's the foundation for literacy, math, and
Getting ready for success.
language, and working with other people. Get ready for success.
Let's just take the last couple minutes here and tell people how they can help, because the one thing about the Race Equity Report is that I keep hearing, how can I help?
Right.
What can I do?
Right.
No, yeah, please.
Oh, okay. You can go to our website, 100blackmenmadison.com, and if you're interested in participating in one of the components of the SOAR program, click on one of the links and sign up, and then you'll receive information that way. If you're interested in contributing to the SOAR program, you can also do it on our website as well, and contact us through our website. So that's the best way to participate.
Fundraising will be an ongoing issue here for this program?
Absolutely. With every nonprofit, fundraising is an issue, and we can always use additional funds. We do have community partners who have stepped up to the plate and are funding us, United Way, CUNA Mutual, as well as some of our other partners.
So there's a place for businesses to support financially, to be sure.
Absolutely.
But then also anyone who's interested in mentoring can go through the process of learning how they can get involved in that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we do background checks of our mentors. There's a mentor tutor program online that our mentors have to complete to participate in the program, because we do want our youth to be safe as well.
Are you looking for African-American men? Is that?
Always.
Yeah.
But in addition, we're looking for everybody. If you feel that you can make a difference, male, female, black, white.
All right. It's not exclusive.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Congratulations, gentlemen. It's
Thank you, sir.
It's an exciting addition to 100 Black Men.
All right. Well, thank you, Neil.
We're going to come back and wrap up For the Record right after this. My thanks to Enos Ragland and J.R. Sims, and to you for joining us. We'll see you next Sunday on For the Record.